The rise of the Hausa Fulani Empire, a story of power, faith, and conquest. Africa has been home to great empires, kingdoms, and civilizations that thrived long before European colonization. Among these were the Hausa city-states and the Fulani nomads, two distinct yet intertwined groups whose histories shaped the region we know today as northern Nigeria, Niger, and parts of West Africa. This is the story of trade, power, faith, and revolution, a tale of how the Hausa built one of West Africa's most advanced urban civilizations, and how the Fulani, driven by religious zeal, launched one of the most successful Islamic revolutions in African history. The rise of the Hausa city-states. The Hausa people trace their origins to Dara, one of the oldest city-states in West Africa. According to legend, the Hausa kingdoms were founded by Bayajida, a Middle Eastern prince who married the queen of Dara and fathered the rulers of 7 powerful states, known as the Hausa Bakwai, the 7 Hausa states. The Hausa states were strategically located along major trade routes that connected the Sahara Desert to the forests of West Africa. Merchants traded gold, salt, leather, textiles, and kola nuts, making Hausa cities some of the richest in the region. Their wealth allowed them to build impressive walls, palaces, and mosques, reflecting both their prosperity and the growing influence of Islam, which had been introduced by traders and scholars from North Africa. However, despite their economic success, the Hausa states were politically fragmented. They often fought one another, making them vulnerable to external threats. This weakness would later play a crucial role in their downfall. The Fulani, nomads, scholars, and warriors. While the Hausa were building cities, the Fulani were living a different kind of life. Originally pastoralists from the Senegambia region, the Fulani migrated eastward across West Africa in search of greener pastures for their cattle. By the 15th century, many Fulani had settled in Hausa lands, living alongside the indigenous people while maintaining their nomadic lifestyle. Over time, some Fulani abandoned pastoralism and became Islamic scholars and preachers. They built religious schools, studied Islamic law, and established centers of learning in places like Sokoto, Kano, and Katsina. Their influence in Hausa society grew steadily, but tensions were also rising. The Sokoto Jihad, a Fulani-led revolution. By the 18th century, the Hausa rulers had grown corrupt, imposing heavy taxes on their people and mixing Islamic teachings with local traditional beliefs. This angered many Fulani scholars, who saw the rulers as un-Islamic and oppressive. One of these scholars was Usman Dan Fodio, a Fulani Islamic reformer who began preaching against the excesses of the Hausa rulers. He called for a return to pure Islamic governance based on Sharia law. His teachings attracted thousands of followers, including Fulani warriors and even some Hausa commoners who were tired of their rulers' corruption. In 1804, Usman Dan Fodio launched a jihad, holy war, against the Hausa states, beginning with the Kingdom of Gobir. The war quickly spread across the region. Fulani warriors, inspired by religious zeal, conquered city after city, toppling Hausa kings and establishing a new Islamic empire, the Sokoto Caliphate. By 1809, the Fulani had defeated most of the Hausa states and established Sokoto as the capital of their new empire. Usman Dan Fodio became the first caliph, ruling over a vast territory that stretched across modern-day Nigeria, Niger, Cameroon, and parts of Chad. The Sokoto Caliphate, a center of learning and power. Under the Sokoto Caliphate, Islamic law was enforced and education became a major focus. Madrasas, Islamic schools, were established, and scholars were encouraged to spread Islamic teachings. Trade flourished, and the Caliphate became one of the largest and most influential Islamic empires in Africa. For nearly a century, the Sokoto Caliphate remained a dominant force in West Africa. But in the late 19th century, a new threat emerged: European colonialism. Even though the Sokoto Caliphate was formally abolished, its legacy still shapes Nigeria today. The Hausa and Fulani people remain the largest ethnic groups in northern Nigeria, and their influence in politics, religion, and culture continues. The Hausa and Fulani have left an undeniable mark on African history. From the powerful Hausa city-states to the rise of the Sokoto Caliphate, their story is one of ambition, resilience, and transformation. Even today, the echoes of this past can be felt across West Africa. The Hausa Fulani people remain a force in politics, business, and culture, keeping alive the legacy of their ancestors.